I think we have all seen how the people of New Orleans have gained new strength in speaking out against the crony corruption that has drowned their neighbors and forced them to live in mud and debris. And you have to give Bush credit for this improvement in their speaking skills. The people of an entire region are now thinking about and expressing themselves on much higher rank issues than they have a mere 2 years ago. The second Bush doctrine is more sublime, I think. Even though Christian fundamentalists have been disappointed that Bush has not proved living proof of intelligent design, he has supported in an important way the theory of spontaneous generation that predated the theory of evolution. Spontaneous generation holds that frogs, for example, spring naturally from mud. Getting back to that way of thinking, the second Bush doctrine very simply states that enemies of the United States will spontaneously generate from any country we attack for no good reason. And now, if your family, like his, is really invested in the defense industry, this is a useful doctrine indeed, for nothing is more profitable monetarily and politically than ready enemies. And the second Bush doctrine shows the way to endless war and endless wealth. And as to his appointees, well, maybe Mr. Bush is free of prejudice. Maybe he is not. We don't know. But if his secret goal was to raise the bar for any future Hispanic to serve as Attorney General, or for any Afro-American woman to serve as Secretary of State, you will have to give him credit there. I do not mean to disparage everyone who has found themselves serving in his administration. Many people from many agencies and branches of the service have acted with profound personal courage. But one time after another, many of them have taken the act of resignation. We should honor them for this act of resignation. We must honor people just as we must someday honor the men and women now in the Defense Department and in the Department of State who are risking their careers to stop a mad rush to illegal war against Iran. We send you our respect indeed. Much depends on you, and maybe you alone. We salute you. American politics has changed fundamentally in the last several years. It is no longer the right versus the left. Everything has been tossed up into the air and has come down differently. It is now those who believe in the freedom of free people versus the autocrats. It is the human scale of life versus the super machinery of a corporatized state that feeds on fear and war. We are the people Happily, we always win in the end. But we win because we find it meaningful to spend our lives well for the worthy cause. In our time, this is the cause. You are here for it. The powers against us may seem to be on the ropes right now, but that just represents a system we keep in power with our economic votes. You, of course, know what your political votes are. Your economic votes is even something more powerful. It is the way you live. For how we all live in the aggregate shapes political power in the world. We have a generation amongst us that when you were younger tried to find their way back to the garden, back to a way of sustainable living that respected other people and respected the earth. It is time they tried again, and we need to go with them. The new divide in politics in America and the world is between those who will decide to live beautifully with each other and with the world, and those who will not. We vote in that election 100 times per day. My state of New Hampshire, I am proud to tell you, is working out a bill for the 2008 agenda, HB 794. It is for public funding of elections at the state level. We're trying hard to be state number 4 after Maine, Arizona, and Connecticut, as well as 16 states that have introduced some public financing legislation in the last 12 months. And I want every one of you to go home and start something like that in your state. And let us not be discouraged from being an activist, because people tell you that you will not succeed. You have already succeeded if you are out there representing truth or justice or compassion or fairness or love. You already have your victory because you have changed the world. You have changed the status quo by you. You have changed the chemistry of things, and changes will spread from you, will be easy to happen again in others because of you. Because believe it or not, you are the center of the world.